Welcome to the very first edition of the People's Movement. This is your host, T. Lodge. Since this is my very first edition, tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm actually the host of an internet radio show called We the People that's featured on www.wgcr.us. It airs weekly. It's a repeat show that airs weekly, Monday through Friday, from 10:30 at night to 11:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm branching off. I'm going to do little YouTube excerpts about 10 minutes long that's going to kind of talk about some of the main topics of what's been going on in the world. And this is pretty much social commentary that deals a lot in politics because unfortunately in this political game we're not getting all the information or we're getting conflicting information. So I'm going to give it from my point of view, the things that I know, the things that I found out, the things I've investigated, and I definitely welcome all comments. I more than anything, I want people that oppose because I want to open up a dialogue. I just hope that everybody can keep it at least semi-respectful. But I definitely want opposing views so that we can address all this so we can open up a real dialogue because if we don't do it, nobody's going to do it. And there's a lot of myths going on around here, and believe me, I'm one of the biggest conspiracy theorists that there is. But there's a lot of myths that's going on in our political game right now. Now, onto our topic. I just got through watching the CPAC meetings, which is a conservative group, and I listened to Liz Cheney, and she made a bunch of points about President Obama and what his agenda was, what we learned about his agenda over the past year. And her points were we learned that he does not want to govern from the center, that he doesn't believe in American exceptionalism, that he travels the world apologizing for the U.S. instead of supporting it. He's raising everyone's taxes. He wants to expand the size of government till it controls every aspect of our lives. He wants to turn the healthcare system over to the government. He gives terrorists constitutional rights, including the right to remain silent. He wants to move terrorists to the homeland instead of leaving them in Gitmo. And he wants to investigate and possibly prosecute the CIA that interrogates them. Okay, I only have time to actually deal with some of these issues. I'm going to deal with all of them on a radio program that's going to be airing this week, and that's going to be, what's today's date, the 18th? So that's going to be the one that airs from the 22nd to that Friday. So let's deal with the first one. He doesn't want to govern from the center. He's shown that actually she's kind of right because apparently he actually wants to govern from the right. It looks like since the Republican Party is pretty much getting everything that they want, and the Democratic Party are having to split and choose between what they want. I'll give you an example. With the healthcare debate, the Republican Party, and you can definitely challenge them on this. In fact, the president did when he went to their caucus. They've gotten every mandate that they wanted. Everything that they demanded, they actually got in the healthcare bill. The only reason why the Republicans voted against it was because the Democrats got some of what they wanted. Not all of what they wanted, just some of what they wanted. Meaning, in the Senate, there is no public option. In the House, there is a public option. So they're voting no on that, even though they got everything that they want. Now, this is one of the first times ever that the minority got everything and the majority only gets half, and you still vote no. But he doesn't want to govern from the center, and he's not being bipartisan. I can't say that. Also, the Republicans got what they wanted, which was an extended war in Afghanistan. The liberals wanted to bring the troops home. President Obama did. He commissioned 30,000 extra troops to go over to Afghanistan, and hey, what do you know? They're winning. So, okay, even on foreign policy, he pretty much is doing what the Republicans said they would have done had they got into office, and yet they want to question his war on terror. Liz Cheney talked about him releasing prisoners from Gitmo, but none of his prisoners actually went back to Al Qaeda. Unlike the Bush administration, and this was actually posted on Sean Hannity's blog site. Sean Hannity of Fox News, you know, where they got the t-shirts that say Palin Hannity 2012. This is from his website that says two of the four leaders allegedly behind the Al Qaeda plot to blow up a Northwest airline passenger jet over Detroit were released by the U.S. from Gitmo Prison in November 2007, according to American officials and Department of Defense documents. Al Qaeda claimed responsibility for the Northwest bombing in a Monday statement that vowed more attacks on Americans. So, two out of the four, under the Bush policy that was supposed to be so tough on terror, two out of the four he released, two of them went back and planned an attack and actually tried to instill an attack against our country. But the Obama administration, all the ones that they've released, none have returned as of yet, knock on wood. So I don't understand how you get these figures. The healthcare system, Obama wants to turn it into a government-controlled healthcare system. How? When no aspect of it is actually going to be run by the government. In fact, the big debate is how much power do we give the insurance companies, because they're actually going to remain in control. And they want to do cross the state lines and do this big pool to try to get the costs down, not for the government, but for the healthcare providers, for the insurance companies. They want to put in no preconditions so that the insurance companies, who are still controlling the healthcare, can't discriminate against people and deny them coverage just because they have a pre-existing condition. The only aspect of it that actually would have been government controlled is the public option, which is just one option out of dozens. So that's what I mean, but there's a lot of falsehoods going on in this whole debate, especially with Liz Cheney. This woman actually said that the decisions that this president is making on the war on terror could possibly kill people. But she talked about the Christmas Day bomber, the one that lit his drawers on fire, talking about, some information slipped past the Obama administration that could have prevented that from happening. Liz, are you serious? Isn't your father the same one that was vice president when George W. Bush got the memo that said Al Qaeda is planning an attack on the United States, possibly using jets, a month before 9/11? And he kind of said, okay, and pushed it to the side. It did nothing. And then we lost almost 3,000 American citizens. Let's see, the Christmas Day bomber, how many did it kill? None. The one that was on Bush's watch, how many did they kill? Almost 3,000? Really, Liz? This is your debate. This is your argument. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm out of time, these are going to be real short clips just to get it out there so we can start a dialogue. I'm going to be going definitely more in depth on this coming week. Like I said, this is the 18th of February 2010. Y'all tune in. Please leave your comments because I'm going to be addressing all this on the show. And I'm going to continue to update the YouTube message called The People's Movement. The show on WGCR is called We the People from 10 o'clock at night, 10:30, to 11:30 Central Standard Time. Parental discretion is advised. We try to keep it a kid-friendly show, but there are times when we do get a little bit upset about what's going on, and some, let's, as the politicians call it, fraudulent slips can happen. So definitely tune in. Definitely leave your comments, whether you agree. Definitely if you disagree. I really want to hear from you all because I need this stuff explained. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be talking to you. This is T Lodge on the People's Movement, sponsored by We the People on www.wgcr.us.